Nico or Wukong. It's going to be Wukong. So we didn't really get a look at the order, I don't think. So this is now where I'm very interested in how WE approach this draft in terms of what are they actually going to prioritize? Do they need to split this Nico up? Do they feel like that's the problem? Also, Renekton, right? Can you just go Renekton Sedge and feel happy about that? Can you change up the jungle matchup entirely? These are all the questions they have to be thinking about in my mind. Do they just go back to a Shanks Classic? I mean, to be fair, the Azir is one of the few champions that I feel like can actually answer the Nico quite well. In lane, you can definitely get shoved out a little bit in the earliest stages, but I think once you've got a couple of levels underneath your belt, just because you can play at range as the Azir always feels alright. Oh, Weibo just forego it entirely, or is it just a hover in this Annie, right? Kind of taunting Shanks, saying, hey, you've had 2 games on this. It didn't look the best, did it?
It's his second most played champion on the Azir. I love it for Shanks. He's also, for me, I'm all about development. He's also a piece that WE have committed to for a long period of time now. He was a call-up from the LDL squad, now coming and being a main staple for WE for a lot of this. So love to see him get a staple pick for himself. But apparently the new staple for Hope, it's not the Jinx that we had seen so many games play. It's been Kai'Sa back to back to back into trying to find a way to make this pick work. On the other side, that Annie actually did come through, and I want to see what kind of stability and safety they can give Light and Crisp again, because that looks damn good last game.
Yeah, definitely agree. I would love to just see Rakan get slammed here for WE.
TheShy's like, give it to me a third time, all right? Give it a third time. I promise you, I'm not dying in the side lane.
Yeah, so I think there's 2 options here for W, and I'll speak quickly. They can either go towards the Rakan, or they can actually go towards either jungle or top, because they already see those answers, right? Go support, ban out 2 more supports, or go towards this top side and then look to still remove away some of the more awkward AD carries, perhaps, that you don't want to have to deal with, as Jax will be locked in for Cube. Now, I'm cautiously optimistic about the Jax from Cube, because we were both witness to his, you know, his at times over-aggressive flashes, okay? We'll see whether or not we get that out of the top side, because I feel like TheShy is particularly feeling aggressive today, and Cube, when he is on the Jax, it feels like all he sees is red. So, we'll see whether or not that turns into fireworks in the top side. For now, though, WE, I expect them to just remove away AD carries. There's the Ashe. I wouldn't be too surprised if we also saw the Varus, just to ensure that, at the very least, the pairings that we know of the Heimerdinger are just gone. And you can still leave light up things like the Aphelios, because you kind of know what it does. You know eventually it's going to scale up, but picks like the Ashe and picks like that Heimerdinger, the Varus, that pair up with the Heimerdinger so well, can really put you in the ground early on.
I do appreciate the fact that Cube has said, I've had enough of the Ornn gameplay. TheShy really wants to fight me. Now I really want to fight him. We'll see what the side lane actually has in store for us as well, and how much pressure that a Cube can exert there. I do appreciate the failure focus in the second phase, but that Sejuani ban over there, prioritizing something that can really combine well with these solo lanes. And there's that Varus ban by WE joining the Ashe.
Yeah, so no Heimerdinger pairings. This is just going to be Viego for Heng here. I feel like it's kind of given. I think what would be... see, the problem is... So I think WE really want Rakan, but they also would prefer to have counter pick support. But if they give up the Rakan pick and go towards Heng's pick, then they just give over Xayah Rakan. So WE kind of have their hands tied behind their back. I think they understand as well, so they're just going to lock this in, because they don't want to go with Xayah plus Rakan at the same time. Plus, it's been such a pivotal pick throughout the series. I'd rather not. So Weibo now, AD carry, Xayah's probably the most likely, and then Nautilus, is it? I mean, there's no other reason to do anything else. Get a little bit of extra engage for a side that definitely needs, you know, very easy to execute point and clicks to kind of get this party started. So that should be it. And now WE looking over to Heng for what his pick will be, because this should just be Nautilus.
Let's go!
Okay,
it's Chris Blitzcrank here. This will be the second time of the summer split he's picking this one out, but it is absolutely a snowbally champion. Got to see what the answer is going to be on the other side as well for WE. It's the Ivern coming in for Heng.
You know, I was thinking it, but I didn't want to say it. And now it's happened. I don't really get any credit for it, but it does synergize quite well with being able to buff up a bruiser like Jackson. Even having 3 champions that really want to go in and dive deep. You can shield those guys up and make them deal a little bit of extra damage, make them a little bit more unkillable. I don't mind this angle for WE, but they have to be able to maneuver the early game correctly, right? Ivern, one of his big weaknesses is being invaded, so he needs to have stable lanes. These lanes are far from stable, Mazel. They're all quite volatile. So
it's scary.
I feel like, for me, a lot is going to be on this jungle matchup in the early stages in terms of what Heng can achieve, how, you know, can he get to level 6, get to Daisy without being undisturbed, and what will Weiwei do with what should realistically be a jungle matchup with an abundance of freedom, right? He should be able to kind of just walk up into the face of Heng whenever he feels like it, more or less, and just get really aggressive. So I feel like Weibo have quite a few proactive tool options, and for WE, definitely a much more nuanced approach.
And you got to remember, both these teams coming into this, Weibo sit at 6-4. Team WE on a hell week here in week 6, sitting at 5-5. Both looking for stability. WE looking to stop this this loss streak slide that they have and get on a win streak themselves. Weibo on the other side, they just need to be consistent. They just need to find some stable ground to sit on. But we've had a topsy-turvy series here as our second series is coming to culmination. It's Weibo Gaming taking on Team WE and Xian. Let those gyos ring, baby, as we might have a level 1.
How ready are they? In the crowd, that is. Oh, man. It's gotta feel bad. You're in your home arena, you get worse gyos than the team. Weibo fans out in bulk in Xian, it seems. And unfortunately for you, no level 1. Just glancing over the runes, nothing seems too out of place. Just always like to get a look for that, especially with picks who are a little bit more on the fringe, like this Ivan, and I'm sure the Observer's going to be following him around a lot in this early game. Now, Mazel, you and I had the privilege of watching Kanavi play this.
The treat that we got to watch Kanavi pull off, like it was incredible.
Now he was dancing on the rift. He was like doing the whole the Q on over the wall from here. He was doing things like the blast cone Q. He was clearing really efficiently. I'm talking like one-trick pony levels of clear. As we get the So let's see how. Don't worry, the Observers are.
We went back in time.
Now. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's still a cool shot.
So the idea here is Heng is going to start all these, go up top side, do the red, smite it, come back down, get all the camps, then be on the rift potentially to look for a full clear or look for some options early.
Correct. So basically, what's really nice about this clear is that you kind of have the flexibility to be on either side of the map, right? Like, if you want to path towards the top side, you technically do that, right? You smite the red, pick up all the rest of your camps on the bot side, and then you just end up back up on the top side. Or if you want to level 3 the bottom lane, you can do that after clearing all of your bot side camps. So a lot of flexibility in what he can do here, Heng. And we'll see exactly where he wants to go now. I know why the Observers are looking at him, and it's because I want to know whether or not he can do the blast cone trick, which is you Q the blue buff as you fly over. We'll see it on the minimap whether he does it.
Oh, no.
Clear.
He did it. Let's go.
So, yeah, very, very awkward timing trick to do, but basically you Q the blue buff, hit the blast cone, go over to the wolves, eat the wolves, recast Q, go over to blue buff. It's a very, very neat trick. Save you quite a bit of time, actually.
Oh, TheShy. Counter-strike that come through. He goes for it. It's this little bit of slice and dice action up here. It is Topsy. But we see Cube and TheShy walk away, though.
I think Cube was confused about that as well. I mean, so the idea there from TheShy is that he's up a level, right? So he feels like maybe he can get through the health bar, but TheShy just backs out halfway through. Look, man, all I'm saying is if you're going for a play like that, you gotta send it. You know, you gotta just let it happen. Just send it, man. So anyway, Heng's gonna come up here, help Cube get a good reset, and that'll be all to it. So flash blown by TheShy. We'll see how much of an issue or non-issue that ends up being in the future, because Cube, as mentioned, loves to flash forward. Loves it. He's an addict almost, I feel like. So we'll see whether or not that comes into play, that flash deficit. And also, Heng being on the top side of the map does mean that naturally he could just stick around for a little while. Crisp isn't going to look for the rocket grab there. So yeah, I do want to know how Heng prioritizes his lanes here, because one thing is Ivan, unless you've got like a very easy set up hard CC. All right, Shanks. There goes your mana.
Doesn't have much mana, but still able to get some decent poke.
Yeah, unless you've got like a really, really easy setup with CC from like the bottom lane or the mid lane. Typically, top laners are actually the easiest to gank because they're normally both melee. Oh, Lwandy should be alright. He's got the mobility. Goes in.
Not going to need too much more, as the wave does end up crashing to get the back off for Light and Crisp. They are going to try to stop their backs here, as we have Heng hovering topside. He's consistently been up here, but now he's looking for a little bit of aggression in Weiwei's jungle.
Yeah, don't forget, with Smite, he can technically counter jungle faster than any jungler in the game. You know, mark the camp, Smite, walk away. So we'll just get that Gromp. Second rotation, don't forget. And this wave now pushing up means that, oh, Heng, you sly dog.
Go. He's going straight to where he knows the leaky sieve has been, and TheShy does not have any way out of this one. He's going to try to slice and dice because you got weiwei coming up the way. He's trying to get here in time, but TheShy cannot live, and that's first blood for Team WE.
Oh, I love me an aggressive Ivern play. And that was certainly it. Heng flashes over the wall from the tri-brush. You can't expect that as TheShy. You just can't. So goes down. There you go. His flash not being up comes into play. Much easier to lock down that Renekton. Weiwei looking for mid lane because Shanks still hasn't reset yet. He will look to reset likely right now. We'll just get a ward on the Raptors, so we'll get information that Weiwei is there. That'll be just about it. Heng can't really contest, so that's the other thing. The reason why it's so easy to invade Ivern, his early combat prowess, not necessarily the best, but also in order to actually pick up a camp, he has to mark it, and then it has to be fully marked, right, after the duration it has. Or he has to be able to smite it. And the channel of that passive can be interrupted if he takes damage. So very easy to actually get those invades going. But yeah, TheShy kind of just gets baited into a trade. Heng
moving.
She is schmoving, that's for sure. And yeah, really easy. Placing the W on Jax as well, just to give him a little bit extra damage. But also don't forget, Ivern gets more damage out of that. And yeah, flash comes out because they don't want to waste any time once that Q doesn't connect. Lwandy.
That was the ignite. Learn as a little bit of essence down here for some aggression that I love to see that we necessarily haven't seen. Heng again finds another connection. I don't know if they chase this one down. Lwandy wanted it. He tried to flash. He got the flash out from both Light and Crisp, though. I love the essence of battle down here, as we do have the dragon actually started up by weiwei.
Yeah, should be picked up. I don't feel like WE can actually contest this, right? Wave underneath the bottom side of the map, and Ivern doesn't have Daisy yet, so Heng a little bit hamstringed in terms of his skirmishing capabilities, and Weibo as a whole just a little bit stronger right now. Scary to check into. They'll check in now.
Oh, wow.
This is actually a slow dragon. They might be able to find the fight after the fact.
Lwandy steps up, though, gets engaged on, and is immediately down. So far, Weibo have gotten the dragon. Here comes Shanks. Big pushback with the Shuriba shuffle, but it brings weiwei in to take down Hope. So it's a bit of a trade back and forth. More importantly, 2 kills went over to Xiaohu, and you do get Shanks with a pickup there as well. They're trying to push this mid lane.
All right, I mean, kills 1 each into the carry of WE, so it ends up being a 2 for 2. It's not the end of the world here. Weibo, they're the ones that pick up the dragon, so they've got that one stacking in their favor. Let's get a replay, because this dragon ended up taking a lot longer than I thought it would. I think Light disengaged, right? He wanted to go and catch the wave, thought the dragon was free. A little bit of disrespect here from Lwandy and the ability for Chris to just flash forward. Shanks goes in, knockback is super clean. Like you say, it does bring weiwei in. It's Tibbers that actually finishes the job.
Man, yeah, it actually is. Ooh, we got a little 1v1 action. TheShy, that Dominus pop, and the Grandmasters as well. See the noodle fight continue, but you actually have weiwei on the flank here with Heng a close by for a 2v2 that could be brewing. We have Rift Herald up, so that is what they're contesting over.
Yeah, it is. Daisy available here for Heng. He doesn't want to face check. He's going to find him now. So TheShy gets his base reset. Not the end of the world, but the priority is certainly in favor of Weibo right now. And they also have brought up Crisp towards the mid lane. Now Lwandy and Hope down on the bottom side of the map. And it's a little bit awkward to dive on the bottom side, right? Because Light has Featherstorm, so the best you can really hope to do is maybe force him away from the tower, get a couple of plates, feign the fact that you could have more than just these 2 members here, and Light is going to pay the respect.
Oh, if Light plays a little bit off this tower, this could be one fell swoop for the bot lane. If they connect 1 bit of CC, Hope can join with the Killer Instinct. Luckily, Crisp has finally made it down here, as they will lose the plate, but Light will not fall.
At the end of the world, 1 plate, plate and a half. Honestly, they dealt about as much damage as a Herald will do to a tower. So, all things considered, not the end of the world. Weibo still are the ones that got the objective, though, so they'll be able to place that wherever they want. you'd expect they want to give it back to Light. We'll see. That tower's on 3 place down there in the bottom lane, so it's very close to being picked up. Heng's going to pick up this red buff. Steal that one away, but he's not going to be able to find any more aggressive plays. Feels like that window for playing around top is not necessarily gone, but it's a little bit more awkward now that TheShy has flashback up, and you don't really want to invest too many ganks up here. Unless it is your full-blown game plan, right? Which, for WE, doesn't seem to be the case. And Weibo can kind of sit chilling for now with the Herald, but they are down 1,000 gold. It's interesting how that's kind of come to fruition. TheShy's going to, at the very least, claw a little bit of this back through the top side.
There seems to be a little bit of a difference, though, as we redeploy onto the map. The Kraken Slayer versus components down in Light versus Hope. So I want to see if Hope maybe uses that to his advantage to some extent, at least, as we do get the 1v1 renewed in the top side. Both ultis back up. Cube will jump out with the leap strike, and the push should just come through from TheShy.
Yeah, push will come through. Ult for ult. We see this a lot, especially between these two. They've been doing it all series, to be fair. That's 3 games of Xiaohu and Renekton. Very happy.
Except before, it was just TheShy punching Cube. This time, Cube gets to punch back.
True. And this matchup will be one where Cube gets more and more favor over time. So it feels good that you're basically going even right now with this Renekton. And you technically have a kill up. So once you get Divine Sunderer, the trades are actually going to feel a lot better.
Not going to find anything down here on the bot side, even though they're continuously looking for Light. And that's some of the safety that this Xayah and why the priority has risen so much for Weibo provides. And I think now we see the Rift Herald going to need to be used. We see actually a movement out from weiwei down towards bottom side, but I expect TheShy to kind of be left up here for a little while and see where weiwei wants to look next, because now on the map with a completed item is Heng.
Yeah, got that Moonstone. For me, it's the strongest mythic on this champion. I think the fact that the reshield, now, I don't know if I'm talking out my backside here, because I haven't actually played that much, renewed or reworked Ivern. But I think the Moonstone, if it gets that shield rebuffer, where it gets to reapply it again, I'm pretty sure that that same shield is then reapplied by Moonstone to somebody else. So definitely the strongest item by a little while. This Herald is going to go down, get 2 plays for everyone involved in this play. And that's just going to be about it. So gold, again, clawed a little bit further towards Weibo's favor. Cube up here didn't actually receive a gank. TheShy didn't get those, nothing like that. So there was no cross map from Team WE.
Yeah.
They could actually get caught out here. There's still 3 members. You have to be careful.
3v3 brewing as Dragon spawns. Whatever happens down here could influence that next objective take. As weiwei is looking for a bit of an angle down here. You have Shanks moving as well. There's the TP ward, nicely highlighted by Observer. That means WE will immediately turn tail.
I like the idea from Xiaohu there, but a little bit too much disengaged and the timing a bit awkward.
Oh! Chris makes a clutch catch out on a Shanks. Lwandy might bear the brunt of it, but they've actually gotten out of it. Now connecting. Hope goes forward as it's a little bit dicey. It's a little bit scary. It's a bit tension-filled, but WE want to continue to follow it up because they've got their 6th man, Daisy, as Light will have to utilize that Featherstorm. A lot of things used from Weibo means that Dragon could be WE's.
Dude, we've got Hexakill back, because Annie on one side, Daisy on the other. It's always going to be a 6v6. That's going to be
Who's
fun
better,
to look
Daisy
at.
or Tibbers?
Oh, damn, Daisy, man. It's not even close. Daisy's brutal. Like, you can ask everyone watching. Like, I'm going to go open up the LPL chat. What's more broken, Daisy or Tibbers? I think we all know what the answer is. Daisy is Mike Tyson in his prime.
It's not fair, because Tibbers is older.
I don't care. I don't give a monkeys, mate. This is, yeah. It's not really Lwandy's fault, but also it's just a little bit of unlucky timing. He's able to get a lot of CC in, and this Q connecting here onto weiwei, then set up for Hope to go in. It does look a little bit awkward because Hope then has to immediately recast ult in fear of potentially getting burst down, but yeah, very easily disengaging just through all of the shields. Another Q which would have hit Light,
so
forces him to use the ultimate. And this is the thing about Root Caller. It's such a powerful basic ability in terms of forcing out some of these summoner spells, or some of these key spells as well on the opposite side that, Heng's going to get that.
He could just steal it away. It's so dirty. He tries to flash out, though. He overextended now, and TheShy has come in. Xiaohu gets to take down the tree, but Cube is fighting him back. Crisp is coming over the other side, and WE have to back away. They don't get something back, and Weibo pounce.
Weibo do pounce. Heng gets a little bit too far ahead of himself. The blue buff is steal is cute, but fails the flash over the wall into the river, and then the collapse is sweet from Weibo. So they pick something back up in return, and now they might be able to just force Cube underneath this tower. Shanks should be fine, he can do that. But will they be able to dive Cube is the question, because down here, Hope should get this tower. Actually, it might be a little bit close as TheShy approaches to come and make a defense happen. Cube got chunked out, but not enough people are here.
Chris playing with a little bit of fun here. And I will say it's been a really nice step up from Xiaohu. I think first 2 games on the Nico, a lot of influence, a lot of good pop blossoms, but here on the Annie, he can absolutely burst somebody down. They've got to find a way out of this one, though, because it's WE that want to make a preemptive strike. It's a nice flash counter strike, and Chris could just die here. Lwandy, he wants Xiaohu, though, and he'll fall as well. The flash even burned at the shutdown. Oh, no! As that's huge, they're going to turn right back onto this Rift Herald, and WE have just swung things back.
Yeah, really, really good collapse from WE, and it's going to get them this tower in the top side, the Herald as well. They can kind of double dip here. I don't think there's any issue in it. Not enough members on the map for Weibo. TheShy will trade out this tower, but man, Mazel, that's not good if you're supporting Weibo. If you want them to pull out a win in this 3rd game, Jack's getting a 600 gold shutdown and a bunch of assists is not what you want to see. Starts off with an attempted pick onto Shanks, but you can see how much damage on the back end that shield blocks away. This good interrupt on the jump, but again, the flash comes through, and it's a little bit too much as now we come out of the replay. Heng is going to dodge out on that, but unfortunately, I don't think he can dodge out on this.
I don't think he can. You can't just walk out. He's going to try to get something out there, but he will just fall. And that's a nice pick out from Weibo, and the gold goes to Light, so he finally gets his first kill of the game.
Finally, he's there. He's involved. Let's see how close that gets him to his next item. But I feel like for Cube. Now, Mazel, what's the conversation that we've had about top laners recently when they get on carry picks? It's a very, very common running trend of a lot of teams. I'm going to answer the question I asked you anyway. They don't really play for their top laner very frequently.
Okay.
Even in situations like this, where Cube is quite accelerated, I would like to see WE make a pretty conscious effort to give Cube some resources here.
But does he just build Hullbreaker and say, see you later?
I mean, he can. And in fact, I'd actually say this is a pretty okay game to do it. But I think when you've got an Ivern buffing you up, you can build to just team fight instead. And as long as you're buying the space for him, it's ridiculous. Jax. I think there's only one champion that feels nice to play Ivern with out of the Bruiser class, and it's probably Irelia. I think that's the only other champion where you're like, yeah, this isn't balanced. So for WE, that's on the wish list for me.
Yeah.
And they do need to try and play through him. But
I'll just say, Shanks there. Nashor's 2 start. Look at the Chad, man. Just go for the attack speed 202. You know Xiaohu's building up to something here, and you want to shut him down with your big pick, and especially something you feel confident on. I like it from Shanks. We also get the crash in from WE in mid lane, but Weibo, we're trying to pounce, and Xiaohu whiffs his ultimate.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. I'll get a look on the replay there. I wonder if he whiffed it or if Lwandy just randomly backstepped, because that can definitely happen. It was actually, yeah, Lwandy just backstepped on the bush, so a little bit unlucky there on the side of Xiaohu, but for WE, that's a massive tool, all right, now used, and not going to be available for burst. We'll be there for a little bit of zone control. WE have priority in the mid lane. Tower's almost dead because of that Herald, so they should just get this dragon. Maybe Weibo can sneak through the bottom side, but even there, Cube's got priority, so everything on the map just spells WE.
Wow, they actually lose the turret and they lose the dragon here.
Not a good look. Not a good look. They're hoping that someone here from WE like overextends to put down some more vision, but it's just not going to happen. And now WE can cross the map, cross the mid lane, and then start setting up vision on the top side of the map, because Baron spawns in a minute and a half. They can really make the life of Weibo quite awkward. So what Weibo want to do right now, after this mid lane wave, skip the next mid lane wave, maybe light reset, go set up vision in the top side, and just hope that you can catch them as they come back out, thinking it's their turn to try and reclaim a little bit of vision.
We are seeing, though, some more item completions come through. Just got a black cleaver for Q, but nice, the catch out comes through. But Emperor's Divide is right there. Weiwei just wants to follow up, but now he's stuck on the other side, and Shanks has all that attack speed. You just go down in the dirt.
It's perfect. if Light's there, Light had to catch the mid lane wave and he caught it so deep on his side of the map that he couldn't actually get over to this pick. He was making his way, not quite enough. So WE actually still turn it around in their face. I feel like Weibo, by the books, they made the right play. They just didn't have the numbers for it. So now WE can just very easily reclaim topside pressure. And we go back into a situation where Weibo kind of have to sit on their hands and hope that WE start up the Baron a little bit haphazardly. Perhaps afford them the same luxury they gave WE in game number 1.
Should take a look back at this one. As Shanks.
It's the right play.
Yeah.
It is the right play. It's just that Light's not here in time. That's just it. Maybe if they do it in the bomb rush, I'm not too sure. But like you said, Wei's stuck. The Emperor's Divide keeps him trapped.
And National Shoot does serious work there early too.
Yeah, a lot of damage. And now, I don't build Crown, and I can't recall it off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure Shanks is actually going Leandries with, yeah.
There it is.
Now, I know there's been a lot of criticism for this Crown build that's been flying around on the Azir, but this is maybe the one game I would have liked to have seen. It makes a little bit more sense than Leandries.
I like it. I don't know what you're talking about. I like it.
You know what? It's damage, right? It's damage.
Shanks is like, yo, this is me. I am him. Hemothy Neutron. Exactly. That is gonna be him.
You're stealing my lines now, Hemothy Neutron.
Exactly. I'm just saying, we spent a lot of time together over the last like 5 days.
Yeah, we have.
We're gonna start melding.
We get a break. We get a break tomorrow. We're not with each other tomorrow.
I don't want a break, Jamada.
I mean, I'm not saying I want a break. I'm just saying that we do have one. All right, calm down. I know.
We're just gonna have to just keep casting together every day, even if we're not on. Anyways, we do have a setup around this pit. I think something for WE in this game, their vision control has actually been suffocating towards WBG.
No, it has been, and it's actually a little bit easier to do with Ivern as well, because you can check brushes with your own before you actually approach them. Sometimes from like angles outside of line of sight, so it's very easy to actually set that up and get a forward line of vision further up the map. They can just continue to do this. Maybe they look for a pick onto Shanks, but again, I think as soon as Shanks sees Xiaohu in the lane with his passive stacked up, even at like 2 stacks, he's just gonna take a step back and just be like, nope, not doing it. Not really feeling this. And he's got vision enough to be able to rotate away quickly as the rest of the map returns for WE. 90 seconds until the next dragon. They will probably look to reshift their focus down there. And that's going to be fine. It's going to be perfectly alright. Because they are still stronger right now. So
yeah,
Weibo have to find something. And I feel like it's one of 2 things. It's Crisp finds a really good rocket grab onto a high value target, or WE start a Baron, and they flip it. Also, look at the size of that shield. That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, that's another thing. Crisp might have to, unironically, have a really well-timed ult on a target that's like frontlining with all of that shield, because it's like,
look at it.
700?
He even gets the grab it, but it doesn't even really matter at that point.
Yeah, so that was like Rakan passive plus the shield. So like Ivern's right now shielding for about 500 HP per pop, with Airy helping out. It's a little bit obnoxious. I didn't see who got that red buff. I'm pretty sure it was Cube. So he's now got that on the side now. Or maybe it was Light, because he's got one around him.
Now we are...
Dragon's up now.
Yeah, I was about to say, we are getting set up for this dragon. You have a 1v1 on the side that Cube actually wants to take onto TheShy. He'll make it out. You see a lot of vision from WE is on top side. They're going to need to get prio in mid. They still have this outer defensive structure, and then push into the dragon pit if they want to take this. This would be sole point for them.
Exactly. W can do whatever they want. If they let Weibo get this next dragon, which given where Lwandy is, I'm not trying to do Cube. Oh, Cube.
Got a weird double pincer, but they need to make the move. WE need to pounce. They need to go in. Weiwei has gotten back over to his team. They are clumped up, but Weibo, they're trying to take the fight back on a Cube. Killer instinct from Hope, though, and he is huge right now, too. He's getting gunned down by TheShy. Flashes, can't get him, and Shanks shuts him down. Huge damage potential and huge execution from Team WE.
It looked a little bit sketchy at the start when Lwandy gets picked off, but unfortunately, for Weibo, even though TheShy puts in a lot of work to potentially take down Hope, Heng's there for the shield, and the rest of Weibo cannot provide enough damage to actually kill off any more crucial members. Xiaohu's still got Tibbers, Light's still got Flash and Ultimate. Maybe they can make things awkward inside the pit, but it's just such a tall ask. The Baron's gone. And that's 5 members with it. Lwandy's death timer was quite short, and they can go back towards the bottom side of the map. TheShy's got teleport, he's up in 10 seconds. Maybe Weibo can fight for this dragon, but I feel like, for the most part, Shanks coming out with a stopwatch now. A little bit of extra health so he can't get bursted down. All the items that surely have to be getting completed for WE. There's no way they can contest this without just losing the game.
Third item there for Hope as well with that Phantom Dancer. Weibo are right back here to contest it, though. WE know they have a bit of an advantage. I mean, they have a giant gold lead here, almost 5,000. And Weibo are going to have to prove something. They're going to have to make a miracle.
They're angry. I think this is a bit of an emotional play. They need to let this one go. Because if they take this fight, they just lose. They lose the game. So I'm glad that Weibo took a step back. So WE definitely feel
it was
a little bit
almost not a
apprehensive
step
as well.
back, all right?
Yeah, maybe it wasn't as big a step back as I thought it was. They'll take the step back now. That's the important thing. WE just need to let these side lanes play out. Cube's alright. Very, very strong.
Wins that,
I think he's also got a stopwatch. He probably... No, I think he loses it, but he might take weiwei with him.
You go in with enough confidence, maybe you just win. As you do have the Baron buff for another minute and 40 seconds for WE. They will be looking to siege down as much as possible. You still have a lot of standing gold, even with their gigantic gold lead left on the map. But we're going to take a look at that. Ended up being a flank for Lwandy, but the play from WE.
Yeah, play from WE. Hope goes forward, gets the shield as well. Shanks is pressuring. Everyone's starting to collapse. Cube couldn't quite collapse at the angle I think he wanted to.
Oh.
We come out.
Okay.
I mean,
well,
Cube.
no, please.
Oh,
no, please, not like this.
No.
No.
Oh, man.
Cube,
Oh,
you're too good, brother.
Oh, boy. I know Coach Stream is going to be a bit mad over that. I feel like I know what's happening in those streams right now.
You get that 2-2 and
loads
then
of big
taken down.
shy.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. That's rough. That's rough. WE, they walk away with everything though, and they 4K gold. Baron power play. Next dragon, Ocean Soul spawns up. 3 minutes time, they can just suffocate Weibo out. And I just don't think they've got options now. I don't think they've got options. I think this one for Weibo is going to be something short of a miracle to win this one out. Third item's completed for Heng. Spoke about Hope already having that Phantom Dancer. Now also has the stopwatch. So if it wasn't hard enough to kill him before, it's certainly going to be harder to kill him now.
Yeah. You also have the Zanyas for Cube. You got the Ardent Sensor there for Heng. A lot of strength coming out from WE's side. A little bit of a timer for a Dragon. They will just start looking for picks. And honestly, this is a much needed strong point for WE. They are a team that we were talking earlier. They are on a huge slide, and they need to turn it around in a week that will be hell for them. This is the second of 4 best of 3s that they have to play this week, and it's good to see them having some breath and some fight left in them.
Absolutely is, because like you mentioned, the turnaround is absurd for WE. And this is only going to be the beginning of it. And picking up this win feels great for your top 10 chances. FPX, R8, RNG, those are teams that if you beat Weibo, more than feel beatable. You've got to pay your taxes twice in BLG and JDG, chances are. I'm sorry WE, I've got faith in you, but not that much.
I was just saying, they're making the awful win rate Ivern actually work here. Maybe they're onto something. I think it said it had like a 15% win rate or something in the
Something
LPL.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Oh god, it was not great. Not great.
Not ideal. Not ideal at all.
Maybe this is it. Riley does get completed for Shanks though, and you also got the Bloodthirster for Light. So you did get some more 3-item spikes, but particularly for Weibo, maybe they have some fight left in them with Light, as we were saying. But they don't have a lot of structures on the map, and again, WE's vision control has just been incredible in this series.
And the question to me is, as Weibo, how do you break it? Ever. Because anyone you send in kind of gets one shot, right? You send in weiwei, he dies. You can't really send him in anyway. He's your jungler. You need him alive at all times. TheShy has 2.5 damage items. He's basically just HP and tenacity with a stopwatch. And Crisp, you kind of want alive for his rocket grabs. So it's a bit bit awkward. They do actually have temporary control of the bottom side, but they're a little bit split, and I'm not sure Weibo necessarily have an idea of where exactly they want to be.
Oh, no. Crisp is just gone. Hope picks up his fourth kill. And you're looking topside as well. A little bit of a catch out on Cube, but WE are going mid lane to try to take down an inhib tower. They can join up with Cube as well. And Weibo are just desperately trying to throw themselves at WE. Oh my goodness. Getting the Cube is just baiting them all at WE mid tower. And now they might actually catch out the inhib too.
Look away, Weibo fans. WE are coming to upset your day. They're not going to get any inhibitors, Mazel, but they're going to get something which is arguably a little bit more powerful. They should get the Ocean Salt. And in this kind of game, when you've got an Ivern buffing you up, do I really need to say anything about how obnoxious this Soul is going to be on top of all of those shields? I don't think I do. So now Weibo, they're in the hole, and they have to throw a Hail Mary. I think it has to be at the Baron. I think they're going right now.
Gotta try to find something. I'd rather take a burger flip.
They're not going to be able to start it up in time. They have to... man. Okay.
That's a flash out.
He only flashed.
And
He's
a heal.
not dead. Yep. Alive is better than dead.
True.
So,
that was the key factor. You said, you know, Chris needs to be alive. If Weibo were going to find anything, he needs to find a big rocket grab there. With the Sun Disc set up in the mid lane, WE will just force the hand of Weibo by pulling the Baron.
Baron start. Oh, no, they actually contest the midway.
Hope wanted the Baron.
Yo, Shanks.
He does get stunned down, but he had already gotten the shifting sands there. Cube is on the flank, but they're already looking to pressure Weibo as they try to make an escape. Shanks is looking for a big Emperor's Divide, but Lwandy finds the engage there, and Hope goes forward with the killer instinct. The flashes as well, and WE smelled blood in the water. TheShy was nowhere even nearby, and Cube catches him out in transition, but already 3 members down. WE are putting the nails in the coffin one by one. They could end this loss streak that they've been on.
They've got a minion wave as well in the mid lane. And I think this should just about be it. Nexus Towers, they've got Daisy as well. Kill the inhib, lads. Equal up the scoreboard to Weibo.
They're doing it.
Cubes
They're
in.
going in one more time. They got a lot of AS from at least Shanks coming in. But, oh, you got a little bit of a catch out on TheShy. He goes golden stop. Getting hit by the turret. TheShy goes down. Only Nexus is bare. WE went from a strong start to a rocky mid-game, but they stopped the slide. They lost to LGD, but they'll take a 2-1 over Weibo Gaming. Stability is king, and WE take the series in their home arena.
And you said it, Mazel. Stability is king, and it's just not been there for Weibo, and WE exploit it to its full extent. 2-1, 6-5.